So I've got all of these pens here, and I was going to start on a drawing, but I don't know which one to pick. I've got the Sharpie pen, I've got the Staedtler Fineliner, I've got the brush pen, I've got the Noodler's Ahab, the Roaching .35 Isograph, the Lamy Safari fountain pen, and the Twisby Eco T. So I'm going to sit down and do a drawing, but there's so many different options of what pen to draw with. I mean, just so many different ones. And if I can do this without dropping any, but yeah, depending on what I draw with is going to depend on how the drawing ends up looking. So if I do a drawing with a fountain pen, for example, I can draw on pretty much any paper as long as it's not super thin. But if I'm drawing with a Roaching Isograph, I need the paper to be very, very smooth. So I'm thinking of what paper I should draw with. Well, what pen I should draw with and what paper. But I've got all these different ones to pick from, and let me know which one you think I should draw with, because I often get to where I have an idea for a drawing, and I'm going to do a drawing, but then I just don't know where to start. I think that might be a good thing about just having one pen, is that you don't have to worry about what pen to start drawing with. But then at the same time, you might want to draw something different, so you might want a different pen. But I run into that issue multiple times because I don't know what to draw, and then I don't even know what paper to draw on or what sketchbook. And so then I'm kind of just lost in thought. And then I just randomly grab one and start drawing with it. But, so some updates and some good news. I am uploading more videos more often now. As you can see, I've uploaded one pretty much every day now for the past week. In a couple of days, I have uploaded several videos in one day. I don't know if that's too much, you let me know. But I'm just going to keep uploading at the rate that I want to upload things and make content, and I'll just go from there. But my day's been good. Just drawing a lot, and I'm doing a lot better. And not a whole lot really, other than that, other than drawing. But that's about it. But anyways, we've got another doodle that I'm going to be working on. And let me know what you think of this doodle, if there's anything you want me to draw specifically. And don't forget to check the links in my video to where you can donate to me if you want. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. My goal is to get to 10,000. We'll see if I can get to 10,000 subscribers. I wanted to do that before 2021, but I think I only gained 600. I got a ways to go, but I think I'll get there eventually. But let's go ahead and take a look at this drawing and figure out what pen I should draw with later on. I think it's a lot of pen. Maybe I think it's a good thumbnail. Maybe I could use that as a thumbnail right there. Maybe I can make a face. I don't know. I guess that'll work. Anyways, wait, what the? There's a cap. Cap missing to something. Oh, that was the Roaching Isograph I took apart. And I put one of these cheap technical pens like into it. And it barely fits properly. That was when my .35 wasn't working. So I used this cheap technical pen and combined it together with my Roaching Isograph to make that pen. But let's go ahead and put these away and go ahead and get started on this drawing. So let's start doodling. As you can see, I have made myself a new channel intro. That probably took me about 6 hours to create, and I was surprised by how much work it takes just to make a simple channel intro. And I wanted to make it short and not too long, so you don't have to sit there through a very long intro before a video starts. But this drawing that I'm doing here, which is all kinds of shapes and triangles, and I'm adding cross hatching. Well, not really cross hatching, more like hatching lines everywhere. And it starts looking like a spider web, and then it kind of reminds me of Mosaic, or like that. What's that type of? It's the type of glass they use in some buildings where it's all colorful, and that's what it looks like to me. But this drawing here is being done by the Pilot V5 Precise rolling ball pen, and the drawing took me about, if I can remember correctly, under an hour, maybe around an hour to complete it, something like that. But it didn't take me that long. And the sketchbook that I'm drawing in is the Strathmore sketchbook. This drawing is maybe 3 or 4 pages away from being near the end of the sketchbook, so I don't really have that much further to go. And when it's complete, I'll be doing a quick, well, it won't be quick, it'll be probably 2 hours long, where I'm just flipping through the sketchbook and showing you all of my drawings that are in here. But things are going good. I just ate and just thinking about more stuff to draw, really. That's about it. Have you ever been working on a drawing, and while you're drawing, you're really hungry, and you know you should get up and eat, but you're very focused, but you're also distracted by the fact that you are hungry, but you're very close to being done with that drawing. Very close, maybe 15 minutes away. That happens to me all the time. I'll be working on a drawing, I'm very close to being finished, and I get really, really hungry, and then all I can think about is eating. And then I push myself through it. I get the drawing complete, and then I make myself food. I try to prepare meals ahead of time, but it just depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I make a priority over certain things, but it's only maybe, 15 minutes. It's not like it's going to be that big of a deal going that long without eating. You will notice that in this drawing, when I was doing it, I just made the shapes and then I filled the shapes in after that. I got tired of doing every single individual one, like making the line and then filling it in. So I just made all the lines and then filled it in after that. And it does look like a woven basket, or maybe looking down at a floor that's made of wood with all kinds of details in it or something. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I think you might get the general idea. But yeah, I've had this sketchbook for about, maybe 2 years or 3 years. And it didn't take me that long to complete this one, because the sketchbooks that I used were, I'm using different type of pens, such as fountain pens and rotating isographs and gel pens and rollerball pens. And I was drawing the other day with a ballpoint pen, but I think drawing with ballpoint pens, if I do more than like one drawing a week, I start getting wrist pain. And I think it's because I have to actually put some pressure, like a little bit of pressure to the paper, so that the pen will draw. Where I'm used to using the rotating isograph, where I just don't have to use any pressure. The pen just drags along the paper, and I'm able to draw that way. But I can't really draw lines really, really fast with a rotating isograph, because the nib of the pen is very fragile. I wouldn't say super fragile, just I can't draw at a bunch of different angles. And the nibs cost quite a bit to replace. I think they're like maybe $30 to $40 to replace them. I just replaced mine recently. And that was because I did so much drawing that I wore the tip of the pen out, and then I had to buy a new one. I didn't think it would wear out that quickly. But when you're drawing 10 hours a day, I think that's expected, maybe. They do say that it'll last a lifetime, but not if you're drawing that long. And I was drawing on smooth paper, so I'm not really sure what it was. But this sketchbook is almost complete, and I'm excited to get it done. I feel a really good sense of accomplishment as soon as I get a drawing done, but it only lasts for maybe 10 minutes. At most an hour. If it's a huge drawing, it takes me forever and ever. Maybe it'll last a week or two. But these drawings, I feel a good sense of accomplishment for about maybe 10 minutes, and then I move on to the next drawing. But I'm going to go work on some other drawings, and hope you enjoyed watching this. I'll see you later.